Hello everyone and welcome back to Georgie 1907. Yes, you saw the title. Right here we have a deactivated 1888 Commission Gewehr -05 technically, but let's get right into it. Now this video very much is not going to be scripted in the way that most of this is just me being an absolute nerd and my love for World War I German weaponry. If you do want to get all the facts on the Gewehr 88 and its 05 variant, I would highly recommend looking at the Forgotten Weapons video. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Let's take a look at this. It actually quite scared me because, of course, when I ordered this, it wasn't exactly cheap. And I got a confirmation email of the order, but I didn't get a confirmation email of shipping. So for 3 days, I was like, where the fuck is my Gewehr? But today, I was very lucky. I've actually woken up to the courier dropping it off, so very happy there. They didn't slack with this tape. So it freaked me out, but it's here now, so I've got no complaining. This tape is ridiculous. This is ultra reinforced fibrous fucking tape. I cannot get this fucking thing open. How shameful is that, eh? Come on. Or maybe use a better knife. Gosh, this is ridiculous. Not how I wanted this to go. That's not cutting it at all. This tape is ridiculous. And yes, I know, oh, you're not opening it safely enough. There we go. I really hope this survived the shipping. Okay, it's obviously full of bubble wrap. So I'm going to turn this away from you at the moment and I'm going to get this out. Let's put that there. I might need that again. Okay. Hello. Wow, this is wrapped incredibly well. That's probably the invoice. I'm going to put that down. Obviously, first time I'm opening this. I wanted to catch my reaction on video because how could I not? Fucking hell, they did not slack with this bubble wrap, eh, did they? Was that enough? Cool. Oh, where is she? Okay, they really did not stack this bubble wrap. That's what we like to see. Where are you? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Good looking. Oh, that's in lovely condition. Right. Oh my gosh. It's oh, it does have a dust cover on it. Oh, she's heavy. Oh, she's heavy. Go on, out you come, girl. Hell. Oh, that weight. She's a lot heavier than a 98, I can tell you that. So, how are we going to do this? Look at that. An 1888 Commission Gewehr. And in ridiculously good condition. It looked worse in the cell photos than what this one does in real life. It looked worse in the photos than in real life. It's got that nice dust cover on the bottom of the magazine. Of course, this is an 05 variant, not an original 88, so this takes the Gewehr 98 stripper clips as opposed to the M-block clips, even though I did recently buy an M-block because I just wanted to show off what this would have used originally. So, wow. Look at this. So, the Gewehr 88 was famous for not being very good when it first came out. In 1886, the French revolutionised weaponry by introducing their first standard issue smokeless round anywhere in the world. The 1886 Bell, which used a smokeless round as opposed to black powder, so everyone everywhere else in the world was scrambling to make a smokeless powder rifle. And this was Germany's rendition. Now notice how I've said Commission Gewehr and not Mauser or Mannlicher or any of the other companies. It's because this wasn't made by a private company. This was designed by the German Commission, the German government, and it stole the 1887 Mauser Action and the Mannlicher M-block magazine. It basically stole them, didn't pay any of them, and just wasn't very good as a final result. This was notorious for randomly exploding, not all that often, but the first renditions of the M-block ones did just randomly explode. You could put the bolt back together without the locking lugs on, so you could lock it into battery, pull the trigger, it would fire and then subsequently explode because you didn't put the locking lugs back on. That did actually happen, and that is what made the Gewehr 88 so famous, was of how utterly awful it was. So let's just get right to this action. I'll do a close-up of it once I try not to drop the fucking 130-year-old weapon. Look at this. I'll show you close up these workings in a moment, but this is Amberg 1890. Of course, 1905 update, I've said that before. But Amberg, that was one of the things that attracted me to this one in particular, because the website that I was looking at had two for sale. One was Danzig and one was Amberg. The Danzig one had better quality wood, but the markings here weren't neat at all. They were much lower down, they was cut into. It looked awful. So that is why I went for this one. And the one on the website didn't have the unjamming rod like this one does. So I want to take a look down those sights. Oh, that's nice. You're telling me people meaned on these? Those sights are lovely. That's gorgeous looking. Okay. Let's do. Okay, how do I get the safety off on this? I've never actually used an 88 before, so I don't actually know. Oh, the safety's off. Cool, yeah, I forget it's not. So first time ever using the bolt action of a Gewehr 88. I've done 98s, I've done Enfields, but first time ever. All she needs oiling. And EU spec, so that hammer doesn't get caught up. That hammer drops as soon as the bolt gets dropped in, which is fine, is what it is. I really don't mind. Click, if there was a click there. So this needs oiling, this wood needs cleaning up. That's the problem when you get old stuff. You need to take care of these rifles. You need to take care of this wood like it's a baby. The metal, you also need to do the same because it's 130 years old. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. It's in a lot better condition than what I was expecting, so I'm happy about that. What I'm not looking forward to is taking this thing apart. I could take apart a Gewehr 98 with my eyes closed. This, I've never even come close. I've never held an 88, I've never seen an 88 in person. This is the first Gewehr 88 I have ever seen in real life. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Not sure how I'm gonna do it. It's got its original sling hook on it, which is interesting. And this wasn't standard with a gun. If you know the Gewehr 98 slings, the slings come connected with these things, which are hooks that go into a little slot here on both the 98 and the 88, and I think also here as well, because there's a hole there that's surprisingly the same shape, so I think it's the same there as well. So this was the better choice, and actually the same price as the other one, which was missing their jamming rod and this, so very happy at this. Yeah, you need a good old oil, don't you? You are stiff as fuck. But I don't think I can get this bolt out as it's an an European Union Deact spec. The old UK ones you could, but on the EU ones they welded them shut. Thanks, European Union. This is why we left you. Brexit means Brexit. Now let's get a close-up look at this. So what was the primary difference between an 88 and an 05? I've made it clear, but let's go through it again. So the original 88 used the Mannlicher M-block system, which was a fixed block of rounds that would go in, you'd fire off, and then the clip would fall out the bottom, whilst the 05 variant was updated to take the 98's much more powerful Spitzer round, which, as you can see, I hope you can see, there's an S. There, can you see that on top of the Amberg and the crown? S, that means that this has been updated to take the Spitzer round. Because if you were to put a Spitzer round in original M-block 88, it would explode. Because the Spitzer rounds were so much more powerful than the original bottle-nosed 8mm Mauser that came with these. And another thing with the 05 upgrade was the cut-ins for the Spitzer round there, so the point goes through there, a little groove for your thumb when you push this clip in, and a stripper clip guide. Now, I tried very, very hard to find an original 88 that used the M-block system for sale now, but I just couldn't find one. I found one in 2024, but I didn't have the money. So unfortunately, that has been lost to time, and whoever bought that is a very lucky person. So we're gonna have to set with an 05 for now. But I have no issue with that because I have a Gewehr 88 right in front of me. What a gorgeous weapon. Now let's take a look at the difference of the bayonet look between the 88 and the 98. Now this isn't a deactivation, this is a trench airsoft one because, you know, I don't have a Deact 98 and I wouldn't get one because you've got this one. So let's take a closer look. So as we can see here, we can see the very thick barrel shroud with the bayonet lug and then a shortened down section here. Now, why was this? So until the 1890s, the majority of bayonets only had a partial support with the lug and the rest of it was with a barrel ring. That is what this shortened down part of the 88 here is for, is to fit the barrel ring of this exact bayonet, and of course that partial lug. But when we look at the 98 and its respective bayonets, you can see there is no longer a barrel ring. That is because with this updated bayonet lug, the entire weight of the bayonet is held by just this lug. It doesn't need a barrel ring anymore. Now, going into the First World War, we've got an issue. We don't have many Gewehr 71 bayonets anymore. So how are we going to put 98 bayonets on 88s? Somehow, they did. We do actually have photos of 98-05 bayonets being placed on Gewehr 88s. So that's exactly what I'm going to try right now for the first time ever. I'm going to do it with extreme care because, of course, this lug isn't designed to take the full weight of a bayonet, but let's take a look. It fits. Oh my gosh, it fits. Perfectly. And this is my Pioneer-specific bayonet for my mid to late war kit. This is why it's a swordback. And it fits. And, I mean, it wiggles because, of course, it doesn't have that total weight support of the full-length lug, but it fits and looks rather ridiculous on the end of the gun. I'm going to take this off before I break something, but that is hilarious. Oh my gosh. And there's that bolt out. Goes out quite a bit further than the airsoft bolt on my 98. And from the shoulder, you can't... My Gewehr 98 just fell over. That's fine, it's airsoft. So, yeah, of course, you couldn't really do the bolt from the shoulder. You could, but you'd have to lean back. And obviously, it would take a while to get back on your sights. Whilst, of course, with the Enfields, you could just fucking slam it and keep your eye on the target. Now, that's most of the important stuff out the way. Now, let's go into the nitty-gritty stuff of deactivations, because I know there's definitely a lot of my American viewers out there that are thinking, why would you defile such a historical relic? Unfortunately, the answer is British and European law. Oh, guns bad, massive anti-gun society, even historical relics which would never be used in any form of committing crime had to be deactivated, and they was given an ultimatum. It was either you deactivate these or they get destroyed. So people who had them, they took the L and they got them deactivated. Now, what does deactivation entail? Of course, with the new European spec ones, the trigger sear is completely gone. This, now, hammer's cocked, put that forward, it drops with it. There is no trigger anymore. This trigger is completely and utterly inert. It doesn't even lock the hammer back. It just drops immediately. And as we can see here, there is a massive pin across the chamber, completely blocking it. And then the inner barrel, you can't see it here, will either be welded shut or have a massive cut down the side of it, meaning this gun, this rifle, unless you almost completely rebuild it, will never be shot again. But unfortunately, it's what we have to do to keep in line with the ridiculous British laws. But luckily, this thing wasn't destroyed and we can still have it here to appreciate to this day, even though she doesn't work. Thank you all for watching. I sure hope you've enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to the photos that I'm going to get with this thing. Post-credit scene, I cannot get over how smooth this action is. It's like, it does it all itself. I'd argue, from the deactivated Gewehr 98s that I've used, this takes the cake as the best bolt action I have ever used. For a commission rifle, stolen off of the Mauser design, I'm blown away.